guys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to tack up a horse English style. This is Major, my standard bred gelding. He's 15 hands and 14 years old, and he is going to be our demo horse today because we're about to go for a trail run. So, alright, first up I'm just going to start off by taking off his rug, which is just a waterproof one. Doesn't keep him warm, but it just keeps him dry. Just take off the rug, and as you can see, he's pretty clean from having his rug on, but I'm going to give him a brush with the body brush anyway. Alright, so right now I just have my normal my brush box, which has everything I need in here. So I'm just going to give him a brush with the body brush, which is just a soft bristled brush, and it basically just gets the dirt off. Usually you curry, dandy, you know, do all that kind of stuff, but he's had his rug on all day and he's not. He hasn't been collecting dust or anything, so I'm just going to give him a quick wipe over with the body brush. And you want to brush down the legs as well. If they use boots and they have prickles on their legs, that's going to hurt really bad. Major just uses front boots, so I'm just going to focus on getting the front legs clean. Preferred that you use a different brush for the legs than what you do with the body, but I don't, so, and he is fine, so. Alright, so now that he's all brushed over his body, I'm just going to clean out his feet, and I just use this hoof pick, which has the pick, the scraper and the brush. The scraper is for the outside of the hoof with, like, if you have any mud on it and stuff. This is obviously for the picking out dirt, and this is obviously for dusting the dust away. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand next to your horse and you're going to rub your arm down his leg, and you're just going to ask him to pick it up, and they should pick it up if they're well trained to pick it up. And on the inside of their foot, I can't show you because I'm only a one-person cameraman. On the inside of the inside of their foot, it's obviously the shape of the hoof, and then at the start it's just got the triangle. That's got the frog. You don't want to hit that frog because that is like a shock absorber, and that will do some really good damage to the foot. So now that he's all brushed over his back, I'm just going to go grab his saddle cloth. So this is just the normal saddle cloth that I use for Major, and it cost me $50, and it's supposed to be a show pad, but I'm only a trail rider, so I only use trail riding gear. So you just want to make sure there's no prickles or anything. Just go over like that, and if you feel anything, obviously get it out. But if you feel any prickles, just get that out of the saddle blank, because that will hurt them as well. And what you want to do is you want to bring them a bit further up onto the withers, because when you put the saddle on, you're going to want to slide that back. So I'm just going to grab his saddle. Okay, so this is my saddle. It is just a normal dressage saddle. I don't use it for dressage, obviously, because I'm not in shows. I just use it for trail riding, and I find it really keeps me balanced and in the saddle. So, you're just going to want to saddle up on the left. The traditional way is on the left, but obviously if your horse can do it both ways, you can practice on both sides. But the traditional way is left, and like it's not a rule or anything. It's kind of a rule. Some people think it's a rule, and some people think it's just rubbish. So you can do whatever you want if your horse is comfortable. So what you want to do is you want to if your saddle's heavy, you want to swing it up, but if your saddle is obviously not heavy, this is a lightweight saddle, you just want to place it up onto their back evenly and make sure you get it even. And right now, obviously, that is way too far forward, so what you want to do is you want to slide the saddle pad and the saddle, don't move, Paige. You want to slide the saddle and the saddle pad down, and it should stop in the right spot. And what you want to do is you want to bring the front of the saddle pad up into the pommel of the saddle to get it off the withers. And yeah, stand still. I just want to see if you can still see this. You can still see it. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go around the side and unhook my girth, which is tucked under the steer. Obviously you want to make sure your saddle's even on the horse's back. If it's not even, that will create a lot of pressure on one side. And yeah. Make sure your horse isn't resting one leg when you're saddling up, because that'll also create the effect that it's sitting in the right spot, but then when you get on it won't be. So tightening up the girth is easy. You just put these... you just put these, the billet strap, well, they're not really called billet straps, I think they're just called straps. You put them through the dressage, oh my god, I can't remember words. You put them through the girth holes, and you just, if your horse is a bit girthy, you just want to put it up a little bit loose before you do it. Like it's ideal to do it to all horses. You don't want to tighten it up really fast on the first go, because that can create girth problems, and it does irritate them a little bit, and you don't want to create girth problems. Alright, so now the saddle is in place, but it's not yet tightened. I'm going to do the bridle before I do anything else, and I'm going to get out my face brush, which is just a really soft bristled brush, and I'm just going to go over my horse's face to get any dirt off the bridle path, off his forehead, off his cheeks, where the nose band does up. You know, you just want to get all the dirt off there, because you want to treat the face like any part of the body. I'm not sure if you can see Major's head. Major's big standard bred head. But, yeah. You just want to do that all over. All over the face, where the bridle goes. Well, you did fall asleep. Right, now. Now that this... Back up. Now that you want to do the bridle, you just want to... I'm going to go his bridle before I do anything. So, grab his bridle. This is Major's bridle, just a normal English bridle, because I write English. You need an English bridle. You just want to, I collect up the noseband and the throat latch in my hands, so they're not in the way when putting the bridle on. And what I do before I take off his halter is I slip the reins over his head, up and over the horse's head, being gentle because you don't want to create bridling problems. And now I'm just going to take the halter off, but I'm not going to take it off completely. I'm just going to bring it down over his neck, and he's going to try and walk away, but I'm going to just do it up here. Nope. I'm going to get him to back up again. Come on. And he has a bit of bridling problems, so I'm just going to... Ideally, you don't want them to pull away, and you don't want them to lift their head up, but Major does a little. Right. And if they open their mouth straight away, fine, that's good. But if they don't open their mouth straight away, you just want to, there's a bit up here that doesn't have any teeth. If they don't open their mouth for the bit, you just put your thumb in there and they should open their mouth. Alright, so now that I have that on and in his mouth, the bit is in his mouth, I want to make sure my nose bend is even, because it usually happens like that. Something's happened to his head. Alright, and what you want to do with the bridle, you see this bit here hanging off the noseband, you want to tuck under the cheek piece, and you want to tuck it underneath and all the way under, so like that. So you don't want it over the top, and you don't, you want it underneath. And you want that on both sides. And now, the noseband doing up is pretty straightforward, so I won't explain how to do that. Just let me do it up. don't want the noseband too tight, obviously, because they have that sensitive bone. Hold on. They have that little tiny piece of bone in their nose, and that is easily damaged with rough hands and a tight noseband, and you know, a tight noseband will do a lot of damage to that. And if you're riding bitless, I'm not against bitless, I'm not against bits, I'm not against anything. You ride however you feel comfortable and your horse feels comfortable, but in the wrong hands, bitless can go wrong as well, so don't frown upon people who use bits. Alright, so now that Major is got the bridle on and he has the saddle on, I'm just going to tighten up his girth a few more holes and then I'll walk him around, I'll do up a few more holes, and then before I get on, I'm going to tighten up his hole again. So you just want to lift it up again and tighten it up a few holes to where it needs to be for the second tightening. And I'm going to take his halter off now because he won't walk away now. Alright, he's a little, I don't know, he falls asleep in random places and then don't stand. I don't want you to follow me. I don't want you to follow me. Alright, so these are his boots, and this is the outside, so don't worry about all these prickles. These are on the outside. Focus. These are Brumby medicine boots, and they protect the tendons in the leg and stuff, and like they protect the feet, the legs in bushy conditions, like if you're going through prickles, like this boot has protected him from. And this goes on the left leg because you want them to strap up away from the inner leg. So I'm just going to put the fetlock bit on the fetlock, obviously, and I'm going to do up this bit and then this bit. I don't think he likes these boots very much, but you know, I'll put up with them because I want him to not damage his tendons. Head up. And you want to do that on the other side as well, because if you do them up on the wrong foot, the horse will walk and will brush against these straps, and then eventually, if the Velcro is not tight enough, which is, this Velcro is pretty sticky, it will undo itself, so you just want to be sure of that. You actually want to make sure it is tight on the fetlock. Not too tight. You want it supportive, but not cutting off circulation, because that's just something for them. Alright, Alright, so now he is completely tacked up, and I have my half chaps on. I just need to put my helmet on, which I put on before I get on. I really hope this video helped you out, and I'm trying to grow out Major's mane, so I'm not going to brush it, and it actually has grown heaps. So I'm not going to brush it, but I really hope you like this, and I'll see you again in my next video.